Conundrum is a memoir written by Jan Morris, a British travel writer and historian. Originally born as James Morris, the author underwent a transition and began living as Jan. The book, published in 1974, chronicles Morris's personal journey of transitioning and serves as a powerful advocacy piece for understanding the transsexual experience. Initial reviews of the memoir varied, often reflecting confusion and prejudice surrounding Morris's transition. However, Conundrum has since been recognized as a modern classic, Foxed Quarterly. In recognition of her contributions to literature, Morris was awarded a CBE, Commander of the Order of the British Empire, in 1999 and the prestigious 2005 Golden PEN Award for Lifetime Achievement. The memoir opens with a straightforward declaration. As Morris states, "I was 3 or perhaps 4 years old when I realized I had been born into the wrong body, and I should really be a girl. I remember the moment well, and it is the earliest memory of my life." For Morris, this conviction of being a girl went beyond mere identity. It was a spiritual essence, a belief that the soul possesses a gender and hers was female. As a child, she inherently understood that this truth about herself should remain concealed. However, she did not consider it a particularly significant secret, as her understanding of sexuality was vague, perceiving it simply as another aspect of being different. Growing up, Morris felt the impact of her differentness profoundly, although she did not attribute it solely to her gender identity. As a lonely child, she observed others through a telescope, often feeling excluded from the world around her. Despite this, she describes her overall emotional state as not unhappy but consistently puzzled by the conundrum of her gender identity. Writing with an awareness that her audience may have limited knowledge about the transsexual experience and could be skeptical of her account, Morris delves into the state of scientific research on the subject. She highlights the ongoing debates within medical and academic circles, acknowledging that the true reasons behind why some children, regardless of physical evidence, hold an unwavering belief that they are the opposite gender remain unclear. This realization often emerges at an early age, with signs sometimes appearing in infancy, becoming deeply ingrained by the 4th or 5th year, as was the case for Morris. Reflecting on her upbringing, Morris shares that she attended the Cathedral Choir School at Christ Church, Oxford, followed by Lancing College. She recounts fumbling sexual experiences with boys, but emphasizes that her understanding of herself as a woman was not solely rooted in sexuality. However, she does note that, as a woman, she appreciates and has always enjoyed male attention. At the age of 17, Morris enlisted to serve in the Second World War, displaying distinction throughout her 5-year service. She recounts a significant moment of connection with a fellow soldier named Otto, during which Otto expressed a wish for Morris to be a woman. Experiences like these reinforced Morris's inability to suppress or disregard her conviction of being a woman. Despite this, she felt tormented by the perceived unattainability of her goal. Rather than physically becoming a woman, she believed she was fated to exist as something far more unusual, a woman trapped within a man's body. After the war, Morris pursued her studies at Oxford University, where she found solace in an environment characterized by intellectual tolerance and a deep respect for individual differences. She reflects that it was not just the physical city or the university itself, but a broader way of thinking that contributed to her healing. At the core of the Oxford ethos, she discovered a grand and comforting truth, the absence of a singular norm. Embracing this mindset, she realized that we are all unique, and understanding one another is an act of forgiveness. During her time at Oxford, Morris met Elizabeth Tuckness, and as their relationship blossomed into love, Morris knew she had to disclose her true identity. To her immense relief, Elizabeth accepted Morris for who she was, and they entered into marriage. Over time, they welcomed the joy of 4 children into their lives. Despite the love and happiness she experienced within her family, Morris remained tormented by the feeling that her assigned gender was incongruent with her true self. By her mid-30s, the weight of this struggle became so unbearable that she contemplated suicide. In her search for a solution, Morris came across new medical procedures that offered the possibility of physically transitioning a person's sex. Learning about these options gave her hope, and she made the life-changing decision to undergo transition. Remarkably, Elizabeth wholeheartedly supported her, having already come to terms with Morris's authentic identity even before Morris herself fully acknowledged it. At the age of 35, Morris began hormonal therapy. While reassignment surgery was available in the UK, it would have necessitated a divorce from Elizabeth, a step Morris was unwilling to take. Instead, she traveled to Morocco, where she underwent surgery performed by a surgeon known as Dr. B. Returning to the UK, Morris embraced her new life, living authentically as a woman. She was 45 years old when she felt liberated and invigorated, finally able to embrace the life she had always yearned for. However, she also discovered that the patriarchal nature of society played an unforeseen role in shaping her new identity. As she was treated more and more as a woman, she found herself adapting naturally to the expectations and roles imposed by society. As I found myself continually assumed to be inept at tasks such as reversing cars or opening bottles, tasks that were unfairly attributed to my gender, I began to internalize this perception. Men treated me as if I were a junior, and thus, I was addressed each day as an inferior. Involuntarily, I accepted this condition. I soon discovered that men preferred women who appeared less knowledgeable, less capable, less talkative, and certainly less self-centered than themselves. To conform to these expectations, I often complied with their desires. At the core of the book's argument lies Morris's unwavering belief in the spiritual nature of her gender identity. She emphasizes that transsexualism is not merely a sexual preference or behavior. It is not about engaging in sexual acts. Instead, it is a profound, lifelong, and unshakable conviction. True transsexual individuals have never been dissuaded from this truth. Morris equates this conviction to the idea of the soul or self, perceiving it as a quest for unity. Every aspect of her life is intertwined with this quest, not just the sexual impulses, but also the vivid memories of sights, sounds, and scents. The influence of buildings and landscapes, the bonds of comradeship, the power of love and sorrow, and the simple pleasures of the senses and the body all play a part. In Morris's perspective, it extends beyond mere sexuality, devoid of any prurient nature. Above all, she views it as a dilemma that transcends both the physical body and the brain, residing within the realm of the spirit. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.